Hello, welcome back. This is Insti, and I'm continuing playing Sherlock Holmes and Nemesis. Last time we had a little problem with the dolls, but fortunately we managed to prevail. Wait, what? Oh, this is the paper lost by Rumpkin. Why it's open? X215 Mayer. I have no idea what we are going to do with that. But I guess we go and talk with the minister.
Good evening, gentlemen. Well done yet again, Holmes. The reconciliation between Her Majesty and Lady Leamunda has had a wonderful effect, and we shall be received momentarily.
Her Majesty?
Is Her Majesty safe?
She is in her chamber, and the palace as well as the gardens are crawling with guards. Did you notice all of the checkpoints on the way here? An army couldn't get to her.
Well, to be honest, I'm not worried about army, I'm more worried about Lupin.
You'll have to excuse me for a moment.
Anything... Can I talk to her?
Her Majesty and yourself are finally reconciled?
Ah, yes, and all thanks to you. I explained to her that you desired an audience and she has granted your request. She will receive you and the Prime Minister, but she will not tarry by calling for Chauncey to fetch you.
Okay.
Farewell, my lady.
I am at your disposal, Mr. Holmes.
What am I supposed to... What is this?
The rug was wet in a number of spots. I don't recall having wet it while emptying the bath.
It seems to be going there.
The rug was wet in a number of spots. I don't recall having wet it while emptying the bath. The rug was wet in a number of spots. I don't recall having wet it while emptying the bath.
It seemed to go here.
It would be considered an act...
Okay, so...
Closed.
So anything here
Closed.
Then? Okay, I can't go there.
Closed.
Well, I guess I have to go back here. Anything? Well...
Can you assist me, my good man?
Does his lordship wish to inspect another refuse bin?
Okay, carpet.
Why is the carpet in the hall wet?
On account of a gift that Her Majesty received from Lady Leamunda, it was soaked and water was dripping from it for the duration of its carriage.
What did it consist of?
I haven't the least idea. The object was wrapped.
Thank you, Chauncey.
Lady Leamunda. Majesty?
Forgive me, my lady, but I just learned that you offered a gift to Her Majesty.
Yes, I wanted to present Her Majesty with a gift to thank her for the dollhouse, but what a tragedy. It mustn't work any longer. Those nitwit workers dropped it in the moat and had the dickens of a time getting it out. They were so endearing that I couldn't be angry, and it's true that it's quite heavy.
Then what is the gift?
If you would tell me, my lady, what is the nature of the gift that you presented to Her Majesty?
Well, it's a very rare piece, but I have to admit I don't know much about it. I enjoy frequenting the shops, and a very lovely antiquarian approached me and drew my attention to this masterpiece, as he called it. Oh, he knew what he was talking about, and his manners were so...
But the masterpiece, what was it exactly, my lady?
Well, as Her Majesty's watch was broken, I wanted to give her something to tell the time. Thus, I bought her this clock which she gladly took to her chamber. You know, a French grandfather clock. Pomtoise, or was it comptoise? The antique dealer said it was made by one of the originators of the genre, the Payet brothers.
Wait, my lady, that name suggests something to me. Could it be...
What name is Sherlock thinking of? How do I know that? Did he say Payet? That's Mayet. So is it just she's recollecting wrong name and the name is Mayet? Payet, Mayet? I don't know, let's try.
Mayet?
Yes, that's it. How did you know?
Watson, Prime Minister, quick, sound the alarm. Lupin is in the Queen's chamber.
What made me accept this infernal contraption? Tomorrow I will have it carved into kindling for the fire.
If Her Majesty will permit, I would rather avoid risking death yet again in what Her Majesty calls this infernal contraption. I was able to hold my breath long enough to avoid drowning, but that wouldn't help me against...
The hangman?
Your Majesty understands well. My fate is entirely in your hands, like so many others. My intentions are not hostile. In fact, they are quite the contrary.
They are what, then?
Many times I have found myself in a similar situation, and the words came naturally, because they flow from my spirit, which has fain been called poetic, lyric, and imaginative. Words. Nothing but words and rhetoric, often to an end above reproach. I stand before you, after having risked my life, and still risking it in what I had until now only considered a game. The words won't come to me, because the game is over. The words that I should say to you won't come, because they are buried deep. These fragile words that are frightened of emerging, these words that come from the heart. The words that I know I owe you, Your Majesty, my Queen, my love.
Believe me, madame, if I was to steal something, it would only be a kiss.
You won't be stealing anything. I will give you a kiss willingly.
Open up, Your Majesty!
Is all well, Your Grace?
Break down the door!
Your subjects are there, and so ends my gallant game, and, with them, my life. But these precious seconds are the lifetime. Show them, Arséne, how a French gentleman in love behaves.
And continue to amuse yourself.
Your Majesty, are you going to...
Hush up, you impudent plodders. Who do you think you are to speak in my presence without having been asked? Look at you, a bunch of incompetents, covered in titles and stripes. You are supposed to guarantee my safety and that of England, which amounts to the same thing. In the end, I had to defend the place myself.
But, Your Majesty...
Suffice. Even the most compassionate of monarchs cannot be permitted to excuse the vermin. Chauncey, have the royal luggage prepared. We will withdraw to Windsor presently. Leomunda, you will accompany me. And you, silence this bell before I have an overwhelming urge to decapitate it.
You and I, Lupin.
Okay. that went a little different than I thought, and to be honest, I'm still confused. It was Mayet, but apparently, yes, she remembered incorrectly the name, so I had to guess it, and Mayet, Payet, whatever. Okay, what am I supposed to do here? Can I leave?
I have no reason to go there.
No. Oh.
Water. Lupin was hidden in the clock. Well played.
Well, to be honest, yeah, it would have been a shame if he died. Actually, it would be very weird body plumping out from the clock when late at night or something like that.
Damp footprints. Lupin passed through this wall. A secret passage, no doubt. He can't have much of a lead. Now to find the opening.
Well, it's the candle over here, but
Closed.
Yes, it is closed.
Elementary. This is how Lupin vanished.
Yes, it is.
Here I am in the cellar of Buckingham Palace. All of these odds and ends must represent what remains of the sumptuous gifts given to the crown throughout centuries.
Okay. Door, organ, elephant. Okay, let's start with that.
The wood of this statue is intact. It must be quite heavy, but it's possible to lift it slightly.
Okay.
The ground here is slightly sloped.
Is that a good thing? What do we have here?
Nothing special here.
Nothing special. Okay, that's good to know. And here?
Nothing special here.
Right.
Lupin must have hooked the lock, but it closed behind him. This grill isn't in good condition. Will it yield through force?
Well, we have a sloped...
The ground here is slightly sloped.
And we have a heavy elephant. Maybe we just give a little nudge.
The wood of this statue is intact. It must be quite heavy, but it's possible to lift it slightly. The wood of this statue is intact.
Okay.
It must be quite heavy, but it's possible to lift it slightly.
Can I?
This organ is dilapidated, but the steel tubes are made of a resistant metal. None were damaged in the fall, and they haven't oxidized over time.
Oh, are we going to use... Yes.
The ground here is slightly sloped.
So we are using these as helpers when we...
You and I, Lupin. It's done now, but Lupin knows that someone is after him now.
Yeah, I'll make a save. Okay. More bear.
Lupin, he's there.
Okay, he's over there. I'll check.
This grill is closed, and there's no hope to force it open as it's in such good condition.
I'll take your word for it then. And what do we have
Nothing
here?
special here.
What are those?
These shanks are from the lock. Lupin must have thrown them down after closing this door again.
Okay.
The opening mechanism of this grill seems to be quite sophisticated.
Are those Roman numerals? Now that I have to remember what's... Well, this is 12. I can't remember what is L and C. C would this be 50? And C 100? Oh, is this plus and minus? So am I... What am I supposed to do, actually? So I can... Okay, I can turn these. So I'm guessing we need to get certain numbers. Oh, there's a okay equal sign. So am I correct? We need to get the right number, same number from both sides, but okay, what is I'm gonna first, did you know something for yes, I noticed you can pick up the small metal pins. Yes, I did. Use this make equation true. The first value needs to be equal to second. Yes. I'll check another hint. The sum will need to be Roman numerals and will contain addition and subtraction. Okay, yeah, I noticed that, yes. Although I have to probably, well, we have, can I actually put, well, that's not a Roman numeral, but I can put over here. Basically, I can make this, so yeah. To be honest, I probably checked a little bit more hints. In decimal numbers, the result of the sum is 81. So is this 52? I think L is 50. And C would be 100. Because M is 1000, if I remember correctly. Yes, M should be, yeah, millennium, mille, yes. So this would be, I think this is 50, so it's 52. Something plus something minus 52. Or can I actually, well, because these I can't change. Well, I can make a C of it. Oh, that's not good. That is definitely not good. Basically, am I understanding correctly? I can make this a plus sign? Yes. I can make this a 102. My brains are not working. And the two sides read 22 plus 7 plus 52 is 100 minus 23 minus plus 4. Okay, we know the answer now. 22. 22 plus, what was it? 7? 7. Seven, and was it plus? Plus 52, yeah. Plus 52. Okay, and then the last one was what? 100 minus 23 plus 4. 100 minus 23 +4.
Open.
Yep. Honestly, if I would try to solve that, we would be here all night. Again, I'm not great with those kind of puzzles. Those are not my forte.
All of these objects are ancient. They must be from the Norman era.
Okay. So what do we do with that information? What can we interact with? With quite a lot. Do I see anything here? Yes. What is that?
Closed.
Okay, we need to open that. What is that?
The bow of this Norman longship is very heavy and seems quite sturdy.
Okay.
This may prove to be useful. This may prove to be useful.
Oh! Do I... Okay, yes I do. And... Do I... Yes. Now.
This part is in poor condition. Elementary.
Okay. And if I understand correctly, we can now drop it. Alt event make save now. Down we go.
I came down a level. I must find a way to get back up.
There's a door. What is bagpipes?
This bagpipe is capable of releasing air under great pressure. That can surely be of use to me.
If you say so, I'll take your word for it. There's a door. Totem.
It's part of an Indian totem. These footprints are too blurred to gain any information. It's
Okay.
part of an Indian totem.
Ooh.
It's part of an Indian totem.
So we have Indian totem parts. What is this?
This may prove to be useful.
Darts. Okay.
Nothing special here.
Oh.
There is something here.
Well, we need something. Oh, now I can interact with the totems. Okay.
It's part of an Indian totem. It's part of an Indian totem. It's part of an Indian totem.
So, if I understand... Wait a minute, do we use this? Yes. So, if I understand correctly, we need to put totems. That seems like the bottom piece, because there's that... Because there's that little thingy. But what comes next? I would like to say this. Can I actually even put this on the wrong?
No, I can't do that.
No. So I can't even put them in the wrong order.
No, I can't do that.
Wait a minute.
No, I can't do that.
Am I missing something? I thought
This collection of costumes is magnificent. All are in excellent condition.
What am I missing? Why can't I...
No, I can't do that. No, I can't do that.
So apparently, do I need to...
I must put these pieces on the ground in order to better piece this totem together.
What am I? Wait, what?
It's part of an Indian totem.
Oh, I was missing a part, okay. And now?
Elementary.
So what now? What is this?
Elementary. Open.
Okay. Can I interact with this?
Nothing special here.
Oh, I can go... No. I didn't realize I could go back down. Right. Mirror.
I need something. This may prove to be useful.
Hopefully.
This grill is closed, and there's no hope to force it open as it's in such good condition.
Oh, there's something.
I came down a level. I must find a way to get back up.
Okay.
Nothing special here. This may prove to be useful.
Do I use this? Apparently I do.
I need something.
So...
I need something.
Mirror?
I need something. I need something.
Oh!
This may prove to be useful.
Okay, what do we do now? Do we now use the mirror? Where?
With this system, I can see how the rope is attached. I need something.
Well, now we... Come on. Okay. Come on. Okay, now it worked.
Open.
And yes, it's open. What?
A new message. What now?
Mr. Holmes, I must hastily scribble these few words, as I hear you behind me and the seconds are precious. Our game is nearing at the end, and while I thought that I would have to throw in the towel, I was dissuaded and am eluding you again. There is one more feat to accomplish, which to me is but child's play. This event will have a cataclysmic effect and only you can prevent it. I must give you a hint according to the rules of our games. I enter through the stone walls by first entering through the wooden walls. Tonight I will enter a building which is like both of these places at the same time, and time will stop. Right. Oh.
Her Majesty is nevertheless safe. It wasn't without difficulty, but I managed to get her to accept a triple retinue. It's strange, but something has changed in her since this incident. After her understandable anger, she seemed incredibly serene, even playful. I've never seen her like that. When I left her, she was dreamy. Regardless, nothing happened to her, and that's all that matters to us. I have placed an additional 12 of our best agents amongst the staff at her country residence. My goodness! Intruding into Buckingham Palace like that! That Frenchman isn't lacking in daring, and all for nothing, it would appear.
How is that? Lupin went through all that trouble without succeeding? Perhaps this will put an end to all this folly.
If we are to believe the calling card that Lupin left for me in the basement at Buckingham, it would appear he accomplished his aim, although he didn't specify what that was. Furthermore, he seems determined to bring this whole enterprise to completion and commit his last theft tonight. If he succeeds, we will have lost a 5th battle, and with it, the war. National humiliation is in the offing, our Waterloo.
Holmes, how can you be so defeatist? You haven't clearly explained how Lupin managed to escape from the Queen's bedchamber and the palace, but he seems to have had a fair bit of luck yet again. It can't last forever. In addition, we are English and must claim what is rightfully ours.
Well put, Dr. Watson. As courageous as he is, I assure you he took nothing from his quick pass through the Queen's bedchamber. Either way, there was nothing to take. The bedchamber, like Her Majesty's lavatory, are models of austerity. As for the crown jewels and other adornments, they can be found in a steel cage at the other end of London. Lupin is nothing but a braggart, a trite cat burglar who got incredibly lucky and will soon find himself shackled at the ankles and wrists in one of the dankest cells at Dartmoor. Tell me, Dr. Watson, what do these phrases mean, and where must we go in order to put an end to this masquerade?
Wait, what? I must hastily scribble these few words as I hear you behind me. There's one more feat to accomplish, which is to me but child's play. This event will have a cataclysmic effect and only you can prevent it. I must give a bit hint according to the rules of our games. I enter through the stone walls by first entering through the wooden walls. Tonight I will enter a building which is like both of these places at the same time, and time will stop. Tonight I will enter a building which is like both of these. I enter through the stone walls by first entering through the wooden walls. Time will stop. Would it be Big Ben? What the? Interesting, we haven't been here. What is this? Tower of London, Her Majesty Fortress, a royal prison, home of the 6 ravens. I don't think that's the... I don't know. No. We've been there. Nope. Maybe?
There it is, I'm certain.
Hurrah, Doctor! Quickly, there isn't a second to lose. The whole of the police force will join us there.
I've got it! He entered by dint of a clock in a great palace of stone. He is going to a location that is a bit of both. A great clock made out of stone. Big Ben!
My word, Dr. Watson, you are correct. I will immediately summon all of London's police force in order to set a trap around Big Ben. You are both to join me in an hour. Tonight will be a big night, my fellow compatriots. A night for victory over the French, who are...
Ah, Holmes, I no longer feel tired all of a sudden. The prospect of Lupin's capture has ignited me. Indeed, I have the wherewithal too. I caught you unawares on the last riddle, didn't I, Holmes? Well, Holmes?
Quite true, Watson, quite true.
I will have Mrs. Hudson prepare us a little refreshment that will tide us through the night. It promises to be long and exciting. Meeting the Prime Minister at Big Ben. I am sure that...
You will have to give my apologies to the Prime Minister, as I won't be joining you this evening.
But Holmes, tonight we are going to catch the most notorious thief in all of Europe. We will win the final victory, the one which will win the war. We will reclaim England's honour and without fail get our hands back on the Fighting Temeraire, the Six Ravens and the Rosetta Stone. You would miss all?
These last few days have been trying, Watson. In any event, what purpose would I serve? You're the one who solved the riddle of the card, correct?
Enough, Holmes. When you aren't in the limelight, you behave like a selfish boor, a vexation, and you act like a spoilt child. In that case, I will go alone to catch Lupin, and I swear I will not record this installment of your adventures. You are pitiful.
Here, we are in place. Inspector, have you checked the plan?
Affirmative, Prime Minister. Half of Scotland Yard is in the building. The other half is spread out over the vicinity with mobile patrols. No one can pass unseen.
Perfect, gentlemen. There's nothing else to do but wait.
This will be our revenge.
The merit belongs to you, dear Doctor. You will have the honour of bringing the news of our triumph to Her Majesty.
Thank you. But we cannot forget Holmes, who...
By the by, where is he?
He preferred to remain at Baker Street. I think he is somewhat vexed that I was able to resolve the affair without him.
We wouldn't be mollycoddling Holmes.
Too bad for him. He'll learn of Lupin's capture through the papers.
Ahem. Well, Lupin is certainly making us wait. It's already been 4 hours that...
Enough, Lestrade, enough. I know how to count.
Listen. Shh.
What?
I hear a noise. Like a motor. A small motor.
Well, you have a good ear, because I don't hear anything with this cursed tick-tock.
Shh. Keep quiet. There is a strange noise, I tell you.
It's true. It's behind the door. Quick, Lestrade, it's him.
It's Lupin. What can he be up to?
Watch out! I'm going to open the door. I'll see...
So, Inspector?
What are you doing? Wake up, you lot of bunglers! It was nothing, just the snores of the men on duty.
Bravo, Lestrade! You keep your men in line.
You ought to congratulate Dr. Watson. A bit more, and it would have been the longest police hideout of all time.
Calm, gentlemen. Calm. Lupin won't be long now.
Okay, you have lost. Arséne Loupin has trumped you. You didn't make the right choice. England's honor is flouted as never before. The press is echoing with the famous French burglar success. The entire world is mocking the British police failure. Inspector Lestrade has been transferred to the position of traffic warden in the Shetland Island, and the British Prime Minister is on permanent holiday. As Sherlock Holmes declaring himself to be at fault, he has decided that it was his last case unless he takes revenge. Okay.
Her Majesty is never the... Regardless...
How is that? Lupin went through all that trouble without success.
If he's
home.
Well, the bedchamber... Lupin...
Okay, so that's not a correct. What are the choices now? I must give you a hint according to the rules of our game. I ended through the stone walls by first entering through the wooden walls. I can't be bothered with this building with wooden and building with wooden and stone walls. Okay, we saw one before. We spent quite some time there earlier, Percy. Okay. Tower it is.
Perhaps here, at the Tower of London.
My dear Watson.
I should point out, Doctor, that Lupin has already been there.
That's true. But the message in the card... I've got it! He entered by dint of a clock in a great palace of stone. He is going to a location that is a bit of both. A great clock made out of stone. Big Ben!
What?
My word, Dr. Watson, you are correct. I will immediately summon all of London's police force in order to set a trap around Big Ben. You are both to join me in an hour. Tonight will be a big night, my fellow compatriots. A night for victory over the French, who are...
Ah, Holmes,
What is
I no
happening?
longer feel tired all of a sudden. The prospect of Lupin's capture has ignited me. Indeed, I have the wherewithal too. I caught you unawares on the last riddle, didn't I, Holmes? Well, Holmes?
Quite true, Watson, quite true.
I will have Mrs. Hudson prepare us a little refreshment that will tide us through the night. It promises to be long and exciting. Meeting the Prime Minister at Big Ben. I am sure that...
You will have to give my apologies to the Prime Minister, as I won't be joining you this evening.
But Holmes, tonight we are going to catch the most...
Okay, we don't
The
need
last
this.
few days have been trying, what?
Enough, Holmes.
So, we... No.
My dear Watson was, unwittingly, very close to the truth. I believe it is, indeed, the Tower of London where Lupin will go tonight. Let's go see.
So, okay. If I choose as a Watson, straight away at Big Ben because there's the time, they go to the Big Ben and game over. But if I choose the Tower of London, then the same things repeats. They go to the Big Ben, but Sherlock Holmes decides to come here. Okay. Okay, I'll make a save here, get something to drink, and after that we'll see what we can do here. Okay, let's see what we can find out. Okay, I have to move my chair a little bit. This should be okay. Well, I have to say the weather is nice. Oh, feels good, man, feels good. Meanwhile,
Here, we are in place.
Okay.
Inspector, have you checked the plan?
Affirmative, Prime Minister. Half of Scotland Yard is in the building. The other half is spread out over the vicinity.
okay, we have seen
Perfect,
this.
gentlemen.
This will be our...
The merit belongs to you, dear Doctor. You will...
Thank you. But we cannot forget Holmes, who...
By the by, where is he?
He preferred to remain at Baker Street. I think he is somewhat vexed that I was able to resolve the affair without him.
We wouldn't be mollycoddled.
Too bad for him. He'll learn of...
Okay.
If I'm mistaken, I'll be the only one to know. However, if I am correct, Lupin has very little lead on me, and will remain unaware of my presence here.
Okay. There's a guard down.
He's alive and doesn't seem hurt. This man was certainly put to sleep by a strong sedative. There is no longer any doubt. Lupin is here, and there's no question what he has come to steal. What is his plan? I must find Chief Warder Smith and inform him as soon as possible.
Okay, what is that?
The name Schick is inscribed on his uniform, and to judge by his glossy moustache, he takes good care of himself.
Yeah, but...
There, some cartridges are intact.
Okay, and there's a rifle.
This sidearm was submerged in water and is unusable.
So, right. Where am I supposed... I can't go there. Maybe I should go to... What is that? Do I have the map still? Tower of London. Yes, I do. Honestly, this feels a little uneven compared to the Awaken. Oh, that's a leaf. Sometimes there's a huge bombardment of a rope.
Lupin must have installed this rope in order to take the maximum number of objects out of the Tower of London without having to transport them. Think, if I want to catch Lupin and be assured that he hasn't been able to remove the jewels before that time, I must prevent him from using this rope without him noticing.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying that it feels a little bit uneven. I shall have the primitives use the rope with him noticing, that is to say, where it enough that it yields under the least amount of pressure. Where's the rope? It goes...
This rope is very high. Without the keychain, I cannot get up to the ramparts, and scaling the wall in this rain will prove too hazardous. I will have to wing something towards the rope. Something that can cut it or burn it, perhaps.
Right. Where do I need to go then? Yeah, like I said, a little bit uneven. Awaken, you felt that you were making progress, and there were puzzles in, well, not quite bombarding you, but still enough. But with this, it feels like there's the quiet time, like now. And then you have the museums where you have puzzle after a puzzle after a puzzle after a puzzle, and quite hard puzzles also. So I don't know. And again, it's interesting that both of these games came at the same year. So why the other one has more puzzles than the other? Was this some kind of a test bed? Or was Awaken something they did on the side, like I said earlier? I don't know. There's something over there. These huge areas. More guards down. You can, fortunately.
This warder is asleep. The name embroidered on his uniform indicates that he is Kirkpatrick. There is something here.
Okay, what is here? Something green?
There seems to be a little bit of green paint on the right hand.
Okay, what do I do with that information?
There seems to be a little bit of green paint.
Anything else? Nope.
This warder is asleep. This warder is asleep. The name embroidered.
Okay. Yeah, What?
This print on the ground suggests that someone had a heavy fall here.
Maybe the...
It's Chief Warder Smith's hat. Someone was dragged to the door of the storeroom. The rain hasn't yet removed the prints, thus they must be quite recent.
Okay.
Closed.
So it's closed. Can I go there? I can. Does it help me? What do we have
I'm
here?
taking whatever might be useful. The time is pressing and Lupin isn't far. This may prove to be useful. This may prove to be useful.
What is that?
I'm taking whatever might be useful. The time is pressing and Lupin isn't far.
I'll try to see that I have everything. Yeah, and the weird thing is this feels longer than the Awaken. Maybe it's because we go to the same areas and use these same areas quite a lot. Although these are definitely nice areas and probably modeled quite closely to originals. So maybe that's the reason. Oh, I can talk to this guy.
How are you, Warder?
Hickman.
Are you injured?
No, but I have a headache. I feel sleepy.
Oh, sorry. Smith?
Wake up. Where's Chief Warder Smith?
He left with the doctor into the storeroom.
Yes, but the storeroom is
The
closed.
storeroom is locked. Who possesses a key?
Smith and the cook, but he is out.
Who else? Speak, warder.
Fatty Johnson, in his locker, a duplicate which he stole. Ugh.
I must leave. Bide your time until I return.
Okay. Dormitory, maybe? What do we have here?
2 hot air balloons in solidarity. The inertia of such a ship necessitates particularly precise and stable flight conditions.
Flight 5 shillings every Saturday and Sunday, Hyde Park. Try the very original solidary balloons. Balloons tied together. Right. Dearest cousin Sarah, I promised to write you during my first week posted to the Tower of London, so I'm writing to you as promised. The week that just passed seemed as quick as lightning. I had to learn by heart a whole horde of coded phrases as well as the names of the important folk around the tower. I've also seen some incredible rooms in some of the buildings. To tell you what they were all for I couldn't. So much of them I've seen. What? To tell you what they were all for, I couldn't. So much of them I've seen, okay? The food is well, and the cook deserves a blue ribbon. I'm on night guard duty with some of the others, and we have a grand time on our rounds. My hours are the same as a law. The only Scotsman in the barracks. We can hardly understand a word he says. It makes us laugh so. In the cloakroom, I've met a couple of lads, March and Ludlow, who are inseparable. And if you see one, the other will not be far away. Ludlow is as gentle as a lamb. He's always being bamboozled by the other lads, ending up the worst shifts or doing the worst duties in the worst places. March tries to defend him as much as he can, but Ludlow always says it's not a problem and he puts up with it. I share my room with a warden by the name of Jones, an old fellow for being as short he is. I wonder how he passed all the tests to be here. But his hours are completely different from mine, and we rarely see each other. I've also come across the Viking in the cloakroom, a rather robust fellow with a Nordic name, whose locker is across from mine. I haven't spoken with him much as Sergeant O'Shea. I've spoken much as Sergeant O'Shea doesn't like gossips. On my next leave, perhaps we could take an air flight. I'm sending along a handbill that praises the beauty of London as seen from the sky. I await your news. Your cousin Robert Moore. Okay. Key?
This may prove to be useful.
Is that a key to cloakroom? Okay. We have something here.
Certainly a gift for a child.
Roller skates.
What do I do with...
Certainly a gift for a child.
Roller skates.
There's a hand, but I can't take it, okay?
This uniform seems to be made for a child. This man must be of a small stature.
Right.
This lamp has a funny shape. I am taking it.
We don't take the roller skates, but we take the lamp.
Certainly a gift for a child.
Roller skates.
Roller skates. And...
This bed is dusty and must not have been occupied for quite some time.
Okay. So, oh, there's something. Not respecting the precise dosage of powder while loading the cannon can lead to catastrophic consequences, narrowing the shaft explosion, etc. Okay. Why do I need this? Oh, the cloakroom. I have key for that. Okay.
It must be the guard's cloakroom.
It must be. Sergeant, I'm leaving this to ask if you wouldn't want to change lockers with me. You are aware that Summerby and I are not getting along anymore, as we tend to cross paths during the changing of the guards, and as he's only 2 lockers over from me, he never stops provoking me, and I'm worried that it may end badly one day. You would also be next to Belle, whom you said last week you wanted to keep closer eye on. Thank you in advance. Water Chic.
This door is solid, the lock is rather ancient, and each locker has a different lock. If I want to open one in particular, the chance of finding a key within a reasonable amount of time is almost null. I will have to use force. Blow up the lock, perhaps?
Okay, but... Cards rotation for the month. Law, Moore, March, Ludlow, Bell, Willoughby, Styles, Hickman, Johnson, Jones, Summerby, O'Shea, Kirkpatrick, Schick, Mortensen, Flint. Okay. So I guess I have to put the right people on the right locker. So let's see. Can I check anything else except what is that? Anything?
Ahem. Well, Lupin is certainly making us wait. It's already been 4 hours that...
Enough, Lestrade, enough. I know how to count.
Listen. Shh.
What?
I hear a noise. Like a motor. A small motor.
Well, you have a good ear, because I don't hear anything with this cursed tick-tock.
Shh. Keep quiet. There is a strange noise, I tell you.
It's true. It's behind the door. Quick, Lestrade, it's him.
It's Lupin.
What? Oh, right.
Watch
we have
out.
to... Yes, we have...
You ought to congratulate...
Come,
Okay. Let's get back to this. What is that?
This is, without a doubt, a freshly combed moustache hair.
Schick had mustache. And he apparently... Come on! And he apparently keeps them in order. So 6 would be Schick. Come on, where's... Wait a minute.
This door is solid.
Am I supposed to mark this somewhere? That is Schick. What is that? Green paint.
Green paint. Green paint.
Alright, the warden had the green paint. What is that?
It's typical Scottish material. There is a kilt inside this locker.
So that would be the Scottish person, the... law. Am I not... Where is the cloakroom thingy?
There is a stool here, possibly for helping the owner of this locker to reach the high parts.
That's the short one. Jones. Okay, I'll have to mark those. So 6 is Schick or something like that. Green paint. What was the smear? Can't remember the name. Probably have to check that. Green paint. Uh, 15 Scotsman. And 16 Jones, I think. And the more Viking is cross of his. Okay. But what was the person in here? Can I get the guard's name?
This warder is asleep. The name embroidered on his uniform indicates that he is Kirkpatrick.
Kirkpatrick. Okay, but where is the... What is that?
Someone was dragged to the door of the storeroom. The rain hasn't yet removed the prints, thus they must be quite recent.
Okay. Can I talk to him? Johnson.
Which is Johnson's locker? Where is it in the locker room?
Don't know. I never pass it.
Where is your locker and those of the wardens that you know?
My locker. It's the fourth on the left, next to Bell and the new. Opposite the fellow who is on duty with me. Willoughby is closest to the entrance. At the back is Dirty Flint. Oh, his locker stinks. And nobody wanted to be next to him.
Stink. Okay.
I believe that's it. The sleeping pill has produced its effect. He's in a deep sleep, and I won't be able to get anything else from him.
Okay. Oh, my nose itches. Hold on. Okay, let's go back to the cloakroom. Flint. Yeah. Basically, I'm just checking the locks. Oh, it's over here. Okay. So, how is it going? The green dump is Kirkpatrick. There is stool is Jones. This is the Scottish and it's the law. What was mine? I did have other notes. Oh, the chic is 6, obviously, yes. Well, not obviously, but it is. Oh, dialogues. Okay. So Fourth on the left next to the bell. Fourth on the left next to the bell. Opposite the fellow who is on duty with me, Willoughby. So, no. So this is the further to the left. Yes. So this is the guy who is outside, and Bell is next to him. The Moor is the new guy, but where is his? How was it? The Moor is the new guy. Fourth on the left, next to Bell and then new. So is Moor number 3 then, and then the Viking is across the Moor, so it would be Mortensen. Okay. Right. What else? Willoughby, where's Willoughby? My locker is the fourth on the next to Bell and the new, opposite the fellow who is on duty with me. Oh, duty, wait. Who's duty with me? Come on. My locker is the fourth on the left, next to the Bell and the new, opposite the fellow is duty with me. Who is duty with you? I don't know. Willoughby is closer to the entrance. Closer, but not close. Wait a minute. Warden 6 letter. Sergeant, I'm leaving this to ask if you wouldn't want to change lockers with me. You are aware that Summerby and I are not getting on, as we tend to cross paths during changing of the guards, and as he's only 2 lockers over me. Oh, okay, chic. 2 lockers. So Summerby would be number 8. Who's the sergeant? The Temporaries. Do we have the... March and Ludlow are next to each other, that's for sure. I think Viking and the Cloak, no Nordic name, locker across of mine. I haven't spoken with him much as Sergeant O'Shea. Okay, Sergeant O'Shea. Sergeant is O'Shea. So that means it's here. Okay. So the Willoughby was closer to the door, and if this is a sergeant, so Willoughby has to be here. March and Ludlow has to be next to each other. So I'm guessing they can't be... I don't think they're here. But they can be here. Who was the stinger? Let's see. At the back is Dirty Flint. His locker stinks and nobody wanted to be next to him. So it has to be number 9 then. Okay. Kirkpatrick. What names do I have? My answer are same as Law. The only Scotsman in the barracks. We hardly understand what it says. I met a couple of lads. March and Ludlow who are inseparable, and if you see one of the other will not be far away. Ludlow, but I don't know the how. He's always been bamboozled. I share my room with a warden by the name of Jones. Okay, yeah, he's the short one, yes. Vikings next. I haven't spoken with him much as Sergeant O'Shea. Doesn't like gossip. And on my next leave, perhaps, okay. So what is the dialogue? Fatty Johnson. I don't know, I never pass it, so he never goes past the Johnsons. Oh. Where is your locker? Fourth on the left, next to the bell and you opposite. Okay. Bell and then new. What am I missing? I'm guessing these has to be next to each other. I'm just putting them, I don't know, like so. So I have 3 names. Obviously I can. Johnson is the one we need to know. Hickman and Styles. Do they... Hickman and Styles. Opposite is the one who's with... Did I understand correctly? What did it say? What did it say? Opposite the fellow who is on duty with me. This is what we are looking for. These doesn't really matter, but they have to be next to each other because they are inseparable, and that's the only place. Hickman and Styles. Maybe so. Does it matter? Come on. So.
Elementary.
Oh. Okay, okay. So, what now? We know that this is Johnson's.
This door is solid, the lock is rather ancient, and each locker has a different lock. If I want to open one in particular, the chance of finding a key within a reasonable amount of time is almost null. I will have to use force. Blow up the lock, perhaps?
Okay, blow up the lock. Yes, but with... What do I have? I have small cake mold, I have nutcracker, I have cartridges. Let's use cartridges and nutcracker. Gunpowder. Okay, do I use... Interesting. Now, oh, okay, I have a bomb.
I will have enough gunpowder to blast open one locker. I must be sure of which one.
It should be number 7. Shouldn't it? Okay.
Open. This must be the key to the storeroom.
Yes.
This haggis is fresh and supple. Perhaps it is meant for the cook in order to prepare a special dish. Not appetizing, but I am taking it regardless.
Okay. I'll make a save. Actually, that was interesting puzzle. That was definitely interesting puzzle. I enjoyed that one. I'll go get something to drink. Be right back. Okay, let's continue and go back to the storeroom. This is the key, I think, hopefully. What do I find from here? Okay. Something over here.
Smith looks to be unconscious. Is there a chance of waking him up?
I don't know. Let's try. What is that?
Water. The lock of the grill has been changed, and I can no longer open it.
Maybe throw water on him?
That's it. Hickman fell asleep quite gradually, probably under the effect of a strong narcotic. The prints on the ground in front of the storeroom made me think that Smith was knocked out and not drugged. Thus, only a bit of cold water was necessary to awaken him.
Okay.
Smith, wake up. Do you hear me, Smith? It's Holmes.
My head. What's going on? What am I doing here? Mr. Holmes? Where is the doctor?
Listen, Smith, pull yourselves together and come here. Can you open this grill?
My keychain has disappeared. No, I can't open it. After you came through the other day, the cook insisted on changing the lock. It now needs a key.
Fine. In that case, I'll need your help. We'll need to find a way to get you out of there. Foremost, you must precisely recount the events of the night. And who is the doctor you speak of?
Well, early in the afternoon, the few men who were still present in the rampart were taken sick, with awful stomach aches.
Must have been something in yesterday's meal. I don't digest tomatoes well, so I didn't eat, and I felt fine. Our usual doctor was absent, so I had to call a doctor in the area, Dr. Cernin. He hasn't been around for long, but I've heard good things about him. In examining the first man, he appeared alarmed and insisted on treating them with injections. We checked on all of the guards and he treated them all. The last to be treated was Hickman. The doctor was vexed, as he didn't have enough medication to administer a full dose, but he assured me it would be enough. Afterwards, he asked if we had seen all of the men in the garrison, which was affirmative. He asked me to accompany him to the postern, and I had hardly turned when I felt a sharp pain at the base of my head. I don't remember anything else.
Paul Cernin. Well, Arséne Loupin. Obviously. How many times we have to do this?
I am beginning to see. What medication did he administer?
I really don't know. An empty vial fell into a puddle, and I picked it up.
The label is damaged, and the water would have washed out any remaining substance. Impossible to tell what it held.
But what are you doing here? Can you explain what's going on?
I assume that the guards who were watching the crown jewels were also attended to.
Yes, and the only key leading to that room is on my chain.
I must help you out of here. Is there another key to this grill?
The cook has one, but he's out. However, I think I had a spare key to the guardroom maid, and it wasn't on my chain. You might just find something there that will get me out of here, or capture the person responsible for all of this.
It would help if I would take my mic out of mute. And yeah, I was just checking, could I jump to the weapon room? But apparently I couldn't. So I'll probably, well, yeah, needed to walk. And I have a bottle. Fortunately, I didn't say anything important, so it doesn't really matter. What do we have here?
This liquid has a strong smell. Certainly a petrol derivative to lubricate or clean metal. There isn't much left, just enough to moisten a rag.
Okay.
This dish is empty, but might work.
Fine. What else? Except, of course, that box.
Perhaps I'd be able to find something useful in this case, but it is locked.
Yes, perhaps. What do we have here?
Small, dry pieces of wood.
Okay, I'm lost. What am I supposed to do?
The interior diameter of this cannon is approximately 2.5 inches.
This served to store the exact quantity of powder necessary to load the cannon.
Right.
This helmet stand is quite singular, sturdy and very light.
I'm starting to lose plot here. What am I supposed to do? I have helmet stand, cannon cartridge, wax doily, oil, lampshade, dish, small pieces of wood, string, small cake mold, haggis, flask, and matches. What am I supposed to do with these?
Perhaps I'd be able to find something useful in this case, but it is locked.
I'll check, can I combine anything?
I found it. I will make 2 hot air balloons.
I must burn the rope that Lupin strung between the jewel house and the exterior. Otherwise he will escape that way. Quickly, time is pressing.
What? Okay. Right. I have bowl, cake mold, hot air balloon. But am I supposed to do 2 of these? Okay. I'll probably make a save. Yeah, this might be a little longer episode. I'll try to see if I can do something else. Can I enter here? I actually can. So?
It's the door of the Queen's jewel house, and it is quite solid. Was that the sound of a saw from behind the door? Lupin could be finished in his work any moment. I must make haste.
Oh.
If I am to believe the tag on his uniform, this warder is called Summerby. Apparently he was also taken care of by the doctor, Dr. Lupin.
Okay, and we...
Look, this warder must have lost this key in falling. What could it be for?
Well, I'm guessing it's for this. What do we have
this
here?
May prove to be useful. This may prove to be useful.
What, is there something else here? So what do I have? File and a screwdriver. Okay. What am I supposed to do with these? I have no idea. Yes, I opened the logbox. It isn't far away. Head towards your room. Fallen card, yes. Use the box. But... I opened, changed... How can I damage the rope Lupin is going to use? The inspiration solution comes from the dormitory. It's fairly complicated, so yes. Yes, I have one. Helmet, yes. Haggis, yes. Lampshade, yes. I think I have axe doily. Dish from the weapons. String from the cook's lodging. Cake mold. Small pieces oil. Scarf from Smith. He's the one in the storeroom. What do... yeah, I saw the scarf over here. Right over there. Oh.
The lock of the grill has been changed, and I can no longer open it.
Okay, so... do I need to use something on that door?
The lock of the grill has been changed, and I can no longer open it. The lock of the grill has been changed, and I can no longer open it.
What do I do now? Can I talk to you?
Get me out of here, Holmes.
Well, do you use these?
Get me out of here, Holmes.
File?
Take this file, it's all that I could find. Is there any way to enter the jewel house without a key?
No, not without a cannon at least.
In that case, I'll have to find one.
You are kidding, I'm sure.
I would not trifle with such a serious matter as this.
The munitions are found in the armory at the top of the staircase heading to the White Tower, the central tower. Apart from the one on my keychain, the other key is found in one of the service buildings, and it will be far too complicated to tell you how to locate it.
Pray, release yourself as quickly as possible. Go find the key and open the door of the armory for me. I will join you there. Is that your scarf over there? Can you please pass it to me?
My daughter just finished knitting it.
She should start knitting another, because before entering the jewel house, I must block Lupin's retreat.
Okay, so now I have the scarf. This is way up there. What do I do with this? I still don't know. Do I need... what do I do now? Okay, this is now interesting. Scarf from the smith. Use the helmet stand with the haggis and then lampshade with the waxed doily.
Now I must find some fuel for my hot air balloons.
Okay. Do I use this? What now? Oil? Do I need to use oil? I have oil. Okay. What now? What was the document? It was... Where? Handbill. Balloons tied together. So do I... Can I now use the scarf? Now I use the scarf. Okay.
I must release my hot air balloons in precise order.
Okay, what does that mean? Okay. So I have these. Do I go... I have no idea what I'm... Where's that? Wrong door. So am I supposed to do something now with this?
I will ignite my balloons as soon as I release them. Watch out, they're off.
Okay.
The rope must have been somewhat damaged to no longer be able to support a heavy load. Let's see if Smith has been able to get out and find the key to the arsenal.
Okay, now we go back to the storeroom.
The lock of the grill has been changed, and I can no longer open it.
Where's the smith? Arsenal. White Tower. Where am I supposed to go? Okay, okay, where am I supposed to go? So using the helmet, unleash the complicated contraption, yes, very bloody tower, and it will weaken enough to foil Lupin's escape, okay. Final theft, fine. At this point, Smith will be waiting for you at the top of the wooden stairs to Arsenal at the White Tower. Okay. Oh, right, it's this one is the Arsenal. Okay. Didn't know that. Now I know.
I've been working as quickly as I could, but my old arms have been shaking like leaves with the effort.
While I'm taking care of the robber, you will need to get to the base of Big Ben in order to find one of the officers thereabouts, because I don't think you'll find another in the whole of London.
But what are they doing there?
Okay, so far so good. I'll probably make a save. Yeah, this is going to be a longer episode because I think we are quite at the end. And I definitely want to end this. So yeah, this will take as long as it needs to. Unless it takes too long, then I have to probably edit it in 2 parts. Arsenal, what do we have? Meanwhile.
Enough already. Enough.
Prime Minister,
Where is he then, this Lupin? Does he think I have nothing better to do?
I've just done my round. You wouldn't believe, but there's a mob of journalists down there.
Well, that takes the biscuit.
It's not surprising. Half the force has been kicking their heels in front of Big Ben for the past 8 hours. It couldn't go unnoticed forever.
Journalists, a mob, yes, but of course.
What now, Doctor?
Inspector, check the identities of the journalists. Lupin has previously disguised as a journalist, and I'm sure it was he who alerted them in order to create a diversion and slip in.
Well played, Doctor. I'm on it. At last, some action.
Lupin has previously disguised himself as a journalist, did you say? When was this, then, Doctor?
Well,
Okay, back. Let's grab everything we can. Where do we need the roller skates, though?
Curious, one of these glasses, which resembles those in a chemist's laboratory, reads 2.8 ounces. The other gradings have been erased.
Okay.
This may prove to be useful.
Yes, if I can take it, they are useful.
This thick cover could support a very heavy load.
Don't tell me we're making a skateboard or something like that.
A small barrel of powder.
Okay.
These cannonballs have a diameter of 4 inches.
Was it 2.5?
These cannonballs have a diameter of 3.5 inches. These cannonballs have a diameter of 3.25 inches. These cannonballs have a diameter of 2 3/4 inches. These cannonballs have a diameter of 2.5 inches. These cannonballs have a diameter of 2 inches.
I think it was 2.5.
These cannonballs have a diameter of 3.25 inches. These cannonballs have a diameter of 2 3/4 inches.
So it has to be smaller than that. I don't know. What are the sizes?
These cannonballs have a diameter of 4. These cannonballs have a diameter.
I'm guessing we are using the cannon.
These cannonballs have a diameter of 3 1/4 inches.
That's in.
These cannonballs have a diameter of 2 3/4 inches. These cannonballs have a diameter of 2.5 inches.
Oh, 2.5. Oh, yeah. 2.5. So this?
These cannonballs are very heavy. I can only take one at a time.
Okay, I hope that's the correct one, but we know where we can get some more. Yeah, my brain is starting to be a little bit tired. Do I have everything from here? I think I have. What am I supposed to do now? We have the cannon, but we have to move it. I like to move it. Because this is the cannon, which we are probably using.
This cannon is heavy, but I will be able to push it. I will need to find a way to move it to the front of the door of the Queen's Jewel House. The interior diameter of this cannon is approximately 2.5 inches.
Okay. So... what do I have? What do I have? I have lid of crate. Are we seriously going to do skateboard? Was it here the... Can I... Because... Yeah.
Certainly a gift for a child.
Roller skates.
Why can
Certainly a gift for a child.
Roller skates.
What do I do with the roller skates? Do I need to use something?
This may prove to be useful.
Okay. So that's why I couldn't take them. I need to use the screwdriver on them. Okay, so if I'm correct, I'll just stick that there. Okay.
Now I can push it to the door of the jewel house.
Okay. But obviously we... How do you do
The
that?
stairs are preventing me from getting past. How can I mount them with my artillery?
What do I have again?
I need something.
Oh, screwdriver again. Where is it?
I need something.
Or not?
I need something.
What do I need? Oh, right.
There, the door is dismantled. Now I must find the appropriate location where I should place it. There, the door is dismantled. Now I must...
Yep. We put it in here.
Elementary.
Now we push this more.
There, now I am in firing position, and there's nothing more to do but load this cannon.
Okay. We had the... Where's the charges? Okay. 2.5 caliber. 478. So I need 478 of powder. I'll have to mark that. 478 because 2.5. What is this? This is 4 244. Powder keg. Okay, I'm confused. So what are we doing? We know the size. It's that's the powder keg.
I must decant the proper amount of powder into this receptacle and pour it into the cannon.
Ooh, okay. It's 475 what we need. So let's... Oh, this is... Okay, 250, 80, 12. At least it's using numbers I understand. So now I have powder. 250. 478, 478, 478. Okay, what happens if I... 330. 410. Can I get 12, 24, 36? That would be 446. 12. That would be 458. And that next 12 would be 470. Okay, so that doesn't work. What if I put... okay, one more. That's 490. Can I... How do I empty? Okay, so... Okay. So 490. If I take 12 off, it should be correct amount, shouldn't it?
Elementary.
Okay, it is. So now I have the right amount of powder.
Elementary.
And now I stick the
Elementary.
gun round. Anyways.
If I were you, Lupin, I wouldn't take that path. As you can surmise by the plumes of smoke emanating from the rope originating from this window, it, let's say, suffered by my hand, and there's no chance that it'll support your weight nor the items that I imagine you to be carrying.
You impress me, Mr. Holmes. You see, I concocted this plan with such thoroughness and, I'm sure you'll agree, a fair amount of genius, such that I was saddened that none would see it as I brought it to fruition. And yet, there you were from the first. A bit too close for comfort, wasn't it? And if you are here, it's because you must have searched, and most certainly found all of the parts of the puzzle, down to the smallest detail, and I can't but congratulate you on your performance. I am a gentleman, Mr. Holmes, and even if I didn't always show good sportsmanship during this adventure, my sense of honor obliges me to acknowledge your victory tonight. As someone who never knew defeat before meeting you, I would like to express my admiration and how honored I am that you not only played this game with me, but won also.
You should, Monsieur Lupin, understand that I share your admiration and know that if you're giving me the honor of the victory tonight, it was yours the last 4 times.
Your intelligence has no equal apart from your sense of chivalry, Mr. Holmes. You know as well as I do, those were but a few minor obstructions, and whoever wins the final battle takes the war.
Despite everything, our camp suffered some losses, the gravity of which could have been fatal if they had been made public. No one, myself included, would have come out of a Pyrrhic victory unscathed.
I betrayed myself by doing anything that could have harmed your reputation. I am duty-bound to you, Mr. Holmes, and I will accept your conditions, even if they dishonor me, as long as they don't dishonor my country.
You managed, thanks to your remarkable intelligence, to deny me any margin of maneuverability to decide in advance should we find ourselves in the situation in which we are. It was a chess match, and there is nothing remaining on the table but the 2 kings. This is a classic stalemate, wouldn't you agree?
You will find at this address a master's painting, a great rock, and a few birds. As for what Her Majesty wished for me, I had no choice but to give it to her at that very instant. Once again, I am at a loss for words to express the pleasure that I took from this adventure with you. Even if it costs me, I promise, on my honor, that I will never publicize the account of what took place.
We shall not meet again, my friend, but know that during the past few days your presence in our soil did as much honor to your country as ours. Safe journey, Monsieur Lupin.
Okay. Little abrupt ending.
What? You'll let him leave like that?
What choice did I have, Watson? Look at the whole picture. Lupin's real intent was to steal the crown jewels. The goal of all the other thefts was to provide a sort of insurance in the case of failure, and, above all, to ensure the services of a plethora of accomplices. Us.
Us? Accomplices? I admit that I was fooled once, but I didn't steal anything.
From the moment we read Lupin's first letter, we became his accomplices. In fact, by having us play his game, Lupin was conditioning us. After the first theft, he left clues leading us to the second, from the second to the third. So well that as the second to last theft, we were convinced that Lupin's final target would be Big Ben. Lupin knew that the authorities, headed by the Prime Minister himself, would align themselves with the only person who could sort out Lupin's schemes as they happened. Myself. Therefore, in controlling me, he was controlling all of London's police force, and he nearly succeeded.
Then why not simply steal the jewels to begin with? Why this whole masquerade?
I've just explained it, Watson. In order to steal the crown jewels, Lupin had to accomplish certain preliminaries. In the first place, he had to be assured that the garrison would be only minimally guarded on the night of the theft. Therefore, he started using a disguise, of course, by getting rid of the garrison's usual doctor, by giving him a free trip to the continent. He also befriended the cook under another identity, while the cook was out on the town. Thus, he was able to suggest a specific recipe for a specific date, the eve of the jewel theft. Then he went to nab the ravens. The effects of this theft permitted him to first create an inauspicious event that forced a reduction in the size of the garrison so that the news wouldn't spread. Second, to have access to the storeroom in order to poison the tomatoes that were going to be used in the recipe that he gave to the cook. Third, to pose as Paul Cernin, that doctor who would be called in the case of emergency. Fourth, given that a theft had already taken place at the Tower of London, we would have had to have bats in the belfry to think that there would be another. Lupin also needed to get the police out of the area, which happened as I already explained.
I understand, but what of the other thefts?
A part of the process of conditioning, they caused us to put little weight on the theft in the Tower of London. If that had been the only prelude, we would have taken more time to ponder the clues and find Lupin's true intentions. Yet this time he didn't leave it up to us. And so, like I told you, these thefts were his insurance. Lupin had beaten us 4 times on the battlefield of English honor, such as he had suggested to us in his letter. Our pride in not bringing our defeats public was our sin, and it made us prisoners of his game. If he had proven beaten, he could have profited from the restitution of the objects, the price of his silence regarding our failures, and the true value of our police. A discreet release was a small price to pay with regards to an affront of international scope. Do not forget that the Queen herself is implicated.
Indeed. It is, moreover, a matter of conscience for me. When I write this adventure, I do not think I...
But there's no question, Watson. You cannot write about it. You promised before God that you wouldn't.
But, Holmes...
Your word is your bond. In any case, you wouldn't want to relate the ignoble theft that you committed, that of my Order of the Legion of Honor.
Holmes, you know that.
It's in the past, Watson. It's in the past. Incidentally, a young woman came by to return it a few moments ago. She wanted to deliver it to you directly. She seemed to know you well. A young woman who can be found at the Golden Lion, am I right? She doesn't seem like your usual client, unless, of course, you were the client in this case. What do you say, Watson?
Okay, that was Sherlock Holmes versus Arséne Loupin, or also known Sherlock Holmes with Nemesis. Story-wise, decent. I still think Awaken was a little bit better, but I do enjoy this game, but with caveats. There were times this started to be a little monotonous. I thought when I started that the painting gallery would be annoying. It wasn't that bad. It was okay. But the museum part, that started to drag its feet quite a lot. The queen part was so and so. At least it was a smaller area, but still a little bit, I would say maybe a little bit cut. And again, I had a little problem there. A funny thing is that actually I enjoyed the last part of the tower. And the first part of the tower wasn't that annoying. There was quite a lot of walking, but you can use the jumping. So that always helps. But basically, it's interesting that there's quite a lot of space in the museum, but especially the tower area when you actually use it, so little of it. So I don't know, maybe it's a good thing that you don't have to use the whole tower area, but on the other hand, then that raises the question why you had so much area. Maybe there was some other plans and they changed while playing. But anyways, I enjoyed the last part of the puzzles. They were more my type of puzzles I enjoyed. Again, most of the puzzles were enjoyable. Again, with the math puzzles, I'm bad. So yeah, that's happened. That's my biggest weakness. And of course, like I said, it started to it started to feel a little bit tiring when you do a puzzle after a puzzle after a puzzle, especially the museum. You go find the things, you use time to crack the thing, get a number, go back to the library, find the book. It gives another hint where you have to go, then you do that again and again. It was too much a repetition for my taste, and it started to make it a little bit dull. And of course, because you had multiple hard puzzles, that also was draining. Again, like I said, it's interesting comparison to Awaken, that it felt a game that moved forward. Compared to this, that it felt we were standing quite still. Again, we used quite a lot of time in museums, tower twice, and quite a lot of nothing. Tower was okayish, but yeah, it felt we were running around the same area for a long time, and we actually did. In Awaken, we had the areas, but it felt like we were moving forward. Again, interesting to see that Jack the Ripper. It's been a while since I played it. I do remember I enjoyed, but basically there's quite a lot of, because after all, it's a Jack the Ripper, so that itself makes it a little bit more interesting. I know Arséne Loupin is something of a character itself, and if you're a fan of it, I think there's some books about him, and he's a roguish, interesting cat burglar. But I haven't actually read any of those, so I can't say anything about it. But that's my understanding about it. But yeah, the Jack the Ripper, of course, we are going to go around Whitechapel, and obviously the same streets and areas as we have been. I think it's 2 years later or something like that. These games are, 2007? I think it's around 2009 or something like that, but I will say that when we started to play that. I do remember there are some more difficult puzzles also, but interesting to see if it's something I remember incorrectly or not, but I do remember I enjoyed it. Nemesis, not bad, but not great also. It's a decent, I would say. Not my favorite, though. But again, this is the second time I played it, so I don't really hate it. But maybe another 10 years since when I played this game again. Anyways, it's enough. It's 2 hours, and I was thinking to cut it earlier, but when we started to go to the canon and whatnot, I thought that we are quite the end. That it's better to just play through the game and not to cut for 20-minute episode or something like that. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this, and next time I'll soon start Jack the Ripper. So yeah, it will, unless something goes horribly wrong. But yeah, I'll probably start this Jack the Ripper as soon as I can, and it will be coming up after this again, if nothing horrible happens. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode and Nemesis, and I'll see you next time. Until then, goodbye.